Who doesn't love a good old-fashioned platform fighter? Knocking your friends clean off the side of the arena into the weird, deadly outer area. I never understood how that worked. But maybe you don't have a Wii or a Wii U, or you just have this weird, bizarre hatred of Nintendo fan service. Well, don't worry. Your time has finally come. That free-to-play equivalent has arrived. And like a generic drug, it scratches that same delicious itch at none of the price. Brawlhalla, a fighter that feels suspiciously like Nintendo's smash hit. Get it? Smash hit, because the game I'm referring to is Super Smash Brothers. Yeah, you get it. If you've never heard of a platform fighter before, the basic idea is that you and a couple of other people are thrown into a little 2D stage, and your goal is to knock your opponents off the side. The more damage characters take, the easier it is to send them flying. So you pummel each other as a wide variety of strange characters with items spawning around the map, and sometimes the map even changes. It's really quite smashing. Brawlhalla captures this idea pretty perfectly. The movement and combos feel really fluid, it's easy to pick up with 3 real attack buttons, but there is one major recommendation that I most certainly make. Controller. The keyboard and mouse, the weapon of a true gamer, not clumsy and random like a controller. Yes, the controller support is actually pretty good for this game, and it's not mapped out very well on the keyboard, so I would definitely recommend using a controller. It is mapped for an Xbox, but it works with PlayStation, whatever you need. Now, the argument could absolutely be made that this is basically just a Smash clone, and it is essentially just a Smash clone, but it does make some interesting departures. One of the factors is that there are far less items in this stage. You've got some bombs and some mines and some spike balls and a horn that summons a charging fireball thing, I guess. That's all I've really seen thus far for items, making the combat a little bit more character-focused. You don't see items pop up all the time like you do in Smash, which is a good thing and sometimes a bad thing, but oh well. But this lack of items is actually reinforced by one of the other major departures from Smash. A lot of the fighting is actually done with weapons. See, each of the wide variety of characters comes with 2 weapons they can pick up, and these can be acquired from weapon drops that appear around the map. Hitting one of these picks up one of your 2 weapons, which completely changes how the character plays. This is actually pretty interesting because the weapons add a lot of variety to the characters. I mean, a Scarlet with a lance is very different from a Scarlet with a hammer. The different weapons can change styles, and what weapon you have and what weapon you utilize can completely change how you engage enemies in the game. It makes it a lot more interesting. And characters with the same weapon feel very different. I mean, 2 characters can both wield lances, but use them in a completely different way. Now, you could also argue that this is variety, as each character is kind of pigeonholed into 3 fighting styles, and the lack of items kind of stifle variety, but I think it's a pretty solid departure from the source material. Now, Brawlhalla is also an early access game and a free-to-play game, so let's talk about that. That means more things could be added potentially in the future, more characters and more items, but it also means that it is free to pick up, so at very least you're not paying into some terrible early access alpha that is awful. It seems to have taken the League of Legends route to unlocks as well. You earn currency in games, which you can spend on heroes, but you can also purchase a currency that can be used on heroes, skins, or taunts, and the like. You also have a weekly rotation of characters that you can play as for free without having to unlock anything. Which, you know, I always like that kind of, but at the same time, it can promote some inequality in the player base. I mean, some characters can be stronger than others, for sure. I mean, in the games that we were playing, everybody eventually just decided to be Bodvar, because Bodvar is a beast. All in all, relative to a lot of other systems out there, Brawlhalla's free-to-play system seems pretty fair. After about 40 minutes of playing, I almost had enough to unlock one of the medium-tier characters. All things considered, Brawlhalla is a pretty solid little platform fighter. It blends a few new elements with a lot of really well-trodden old ones. It is inarguably a Smash clone, but really, is that a bad thing? There aren't that many Smash-like games out there, and Smash is pretty fun. I've always wanted to play it on a PC and maybe see some things change up as opposed to, you know, everybody clamoring for more friggin' Mewtwo. Certainly, it's a smashing addition to the free-to-play world. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, very much for watching my video on Brawlhalla, a free-to-play platform fighter that just popped up on Steam a little while ago. I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely behind on this one. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe you'll give Brawlhalla a try, or maybe you won't. Maybe it's not your cup of coffee or tea or whatever you drink wherever you live. Thank you for a third time because I am contractually obligated to say that because I am Canadian. And I hope that you have a great one.